Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. It is time.
Okay, so I'll call the meeting to order 6:33. And we have a quorum because Jackie Massett actually emailed me and said that we had to go to, she has another meeting, a conflict that's important to her, so and she did send me a note on something that she would like to comment on. I'll get to that, okay?
Okay.
Does everybody know that Chaz is here?
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
may I ask a question before you begin, or just?
Go right ahead, Chaz.
I would just like to know if somebody comes in like this from the RTM.
Mhm.
I'm not a member of the
The committee,
Rules
right?
and Procedure Committee.
Yep.
Can I, not me personally, be counted to make a quorum?
No.
Even though I'm not,
No.
no. So I
No,
just
not
wanna make-
absolutely not, but you can, I'll recognize you, of
Right,
course.
okay.
If you did have something you'd like to say, or input's important,
Yeah,
and you're a member of the RTM,
right.
because everybody's okay with that?
Sure,
Yes.
sure.
Okay. So now we have an extra member. I've done the roll call, new business. This is a special meeting, by the way, so the only thing we can talk about that's on the agenda. So I guess I have to start out by saying, I did this last RTM. So I'm familiar with everything that was passed last RTM. And I guess I would ask the committee how you would like to go about this. Would you like to like start on page 1 and go through it page at a time? Or you want to say, well, the rules are fine, except for this, and we'll look at that. It's up to the committee. I'm just running the meeting. Does anybody have any comments on how you'd like to do it?
Well,
Okay, we're
Go
gonna
ahead.
go first with Susan, okay?
I
Yeah.
was just going to say, I think if you have an issue or have noticed something on a specific page, we could look at that page. You do it that way. I don't have any problem with anything that's the way it's written, but
The other thing that I have to say too is our RTM meeting got canceled next week.
yes.
So we're not under the gun to get this back by next Wednesday. As a matter of fact, the last RTM, which I did the same job, it took us 2 months to get.
Yes.
We had them approved. If you look at the date, it says March something on them from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we have free reign to propose whatever we would like. The RTM still has to vote on it, so we're just giving them something here. Here's something to consider for the next RTM. Okay? So would anybody object to having another meeting if we don't get through this sometime between now and March?
Absolutely not. I don't have
Yeah.
a problem.
Okay.
I don't know.
We could do it. I mean, you could stay home if you like and do it. I think it's important for running the meeting to be here. And if anybody else would like to show up too, I mean, to bring snacks or something, I suppose. But I think this is the best way to do it, if that's okay too. I'm asking. Okay. So we're gonna go. Why don't we just start going through them?
Start at the very beginning.
Yeah. The first comment that I would have, we just have to have some editing things we have to say. For instance, this is the 35th RTM, not the 34th. Those kind of things have to be changed.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to really discuss them. I think we can come back. I could do that with the town clerk. Just change the dates and things to fit the next RTM. I don't think there'd be any objection to that. And you guys will all see it before it goes anyways. So is that okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Now, it says something in the beginning here somewhere about Robert's Rules of Order. We do rely on Robert's Rules of Order unless something in here contradicts that and makes it our special rule that isn't in Robert's Rules of Order. The first part is it's just an index basically of all the parts that you see on. So I'm going to flip to page 2. Does anybody have any comments on page 2? Have you all had a chance to read these over? And
Yes.
feel free to just speak up, Chaz, if you'd like to speak up too. That's fine with me if the committee says it's okay. I like to run a quick meeting. I don't like dawdling too much. I don't want to, I don't want to cut it short on doing business, but we all have lives other than here.
I just had a question.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so for rule 3.3,
Okay, perfect.
in case of any disturbance or disorderly conduct within the meeting hall, is that anyone, an RTM member, a community member, eh, when it says to order the persons causing such disturbance to remove themselves or be removed?
It does not specify in the rule.
I don't know if that's ever actually been an issue, but I was just
Well-
curious. It's kind of vague.
I can tell you what happened on the council one time because I was on the council when it happened. And, you want to add something to it?
I think we probably should, to clarify that it means if it's, well, and quite honestly, now that you raise this issue, I think that if we are referencing individuals throughout this, the rules, we need to clarify whether we're talking about guests and observers versus RTM members. So.
The way this is written, it includes everybody,
I
but
understand
it's
that,
not
but
clear, it doesn't clearly
that's,
say including RTM members. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
well, I'm saying that we need to distinguish when a rule is applying solely, when a rule is applying to both, when a
Okay.
rule is applying to an RTM member, or when it's just applying to the public.
Or a baby crying?
Yeah, I was just curious if this applies to everyone, that's fine. But maybe, I mean, we could
We don't
maybe
want.
make it clearer.
I don't think we'd want the moderator to determine that an RTM member is being disruptive,
That could be,
when there's an ongoing discussion.
You'd have to define disruptive then,
Right.
because he is the person that would decide. He chairs the meeting, he is in charge. And he has to
Right.
make the judgment call.
but the one thing in perspective is we have a really good moderator.
Yes.
Right.
He's been moderator and, I trust his discretion. I don't know if he's gonna change
Yeah.
and whatever else. He also happens to be my next door neighbor.
I know I have a lot of faith in our moderator. I honestly do.
Well, I'm just looking at the rules as if it could be anybody.
Well, there are places where he might not show up and somebody else is appointed.
Right,
as a
well, not even
Yeah.
that, but, if these rules are going to apply and we want to have a foundation for subsequent iterations of these, do we want to clarify, when the moderator has the discretion or not? Yes, we have a good moderator now, but that may not be forever.
Well, they'll do that. The next RTM has that. That's their
Yeah.
problem. But,
All right.
we can, this includes everybody. Chad, you got anything to say about this?
No, I don't. Thank you for asking me.
If you say RTM members, it means ex officio ones too.
Well, maybe but they would be included with the general public, wouldn't they?
Yes.
No, there are RTM, a town councilor that's there is an RTM member, ex officio. As is the town attorney is an ex officio member of the RTM.
Then maybe we need to say this includes sitting members of the RTM, ex officio members, and the general public.
Say everybody.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
We had trouble once with the town councilor. Or, you know, when you and I were on the council.
I'm
Is
good. How
this
about
defined in Robert's rules at all?
that? I
I
don't
didn't hear
know.
you.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Did you, what was the
She
question?
wanted to know if this is defined in Robert's rules.
No, it wouldn't be.
It would not be.
Okay.
Uh, usually these kind of things are in here because something happened. You know?
Yeah.
You put something in to prevent something happening again. And I don't know what the history of this one is, but
Well, it may not have been in the RTM. It could have been in another body where there wasn't a rule. And folks said maybe as a preventative, we should put this in just in case.
there's a lot of other stuff later in the rules that talks about people maintaining the proper decorum and all that sort of thing too. When you
Well,
get
we've
into
had, yeah, we've had problems with the RTM in the past.
Well, the RTM, the moderator of the RTM has tools to use to run the meeting. One of which is, when I run a big meeting, in my past, if I thought things were getting out of hand, one of the tools you have is called recess. Call a recess, let everybody calm down. People go talk to people and then you
Yeah.
come back again.
Right?
we
It's a
actually-
great tool.
At one time, things were unruly enough at one meeting that I was going to where we actually had to have a police officer sit
Mhm.
there
Mm.
in the back of the room, because somebody asked for that. I would hate to see that get to that. I think that we have a pretty good RTM
Yeah.
group of people. I'm really happy to see some new people on the RTM. The old sticks in the mud aren't all there. There's some other people with some fresh minds and some younger people too, which I think is pretty cool. So how about by consensus that we say I put something in there about that and we'll consider it again, okay?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. I'll try to word something and pass it by you.
That works.
Town clerk, you think, all right, okay. Okay, how far are we gonna move along before somebody has another comment?
Well, the next one,
Go right ahead.
I mean, I don't have any questions about 4 or 5. 5 is just the order of business that's
Okay.
written on the agenda.
Yeah. 4 or 5, you're up to page
3.
3, okay.
Committee.
Speak up if you want to say something.
So I had another, I
Okay,
just-
go right ahead.
wanted some clarity, not trying to open cans of worms, but
It's all okay.
6.2.1 says that the moderator appoints the chair and members of the committees. But then it says, unless otherwise specifically instructed by a 2/3 vote of the RTM members present. So does that mean that if the RTM wanted to, they could vote for someone else? Is that
That was it. Yeah, but usually that 2/3 thing is it's to keep a tyrant out of being the moderator, basically. We don't have that situation now, but let's say at the last meeting, 2/3 of the RTM asked to not have me as chair for the rules committee.
Mhm.
I would not be here. I mean,
Right.
Okay, that
that's-
makes, yeah.
That's the way it works. There's only a few committees on the RTM. There's public safety, there's recreation, Board of Ed,
Public Works.
yeah, I don't remember them all. There's about 7 of them, I believe.
Yeah.
I just happen to be 2 of them. This one and recreation. I like recreation though. We need a pool in our town though.
Yes, we do.
Sorry,
Okay, I
I
think
said
that's
that
clear then. I'm good with it. I just wanted to make sure I was interpreting it correctly.
Make it a rule. Okay. Yeah, that two-third thing, it very, if at all, ever happens.
Mhm.
There's other things that need a two-third majority to change. When you elect an RTM moderator, you're electing somebody that the majority of the RTM is electing somebody that you have the faith in to do the right thing in those kind of situations.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been in a position where I've had to appoint committees before, and you have to be a level-headed person and consider genders and parties and all kinds of things, and then try to be fair that everybody gets a chance to do something, you know what I mean? And you don't want to put somebody in a spot is a absent a lot, say for instance, or whatever. So I think if that had happened, then we as an RTM, two-thirds of us could say, you know what? That guy never comes to meetings, two-thirds of us say no and you have to change it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We're already down to 621. Where are we going next? Are we gonna flip the page?
Special committees, liaison, committee responsibility.
Which one are you on, Susan?
I'm looking at, I'm up to 6.4
Okay.
and Emma, I think you're a perfect example why fresh eyes are important.
I
You know,
am?
no, Emma, because
Oh.
she just saw things I never thought about it. I think sometimes you can get used to just going status quo. Yeah, that's what this means, and you don't always question it the way you should.
We'll give Anne Marie a little bit of credit. She came up with one too.
Yes, she did. That's right. She did.
Uh,
So I don't know where this is, and we can always hold this to the very end. But there's a piece of me that while I like the fact that the RTM meetings people can attend virtually,
mhm.
there's this other part of me that says that it can become a habit and people should be face to face at some point in time. And I don't quite know how or where that should be because quite honestly, there are times when I think people are watching TV and
Oh, you hear dogs barking in the
participating in-
background and all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't mind dogs barking in the background. That would be my house because somebody's looking out the
Oh.
window barking at somebody going down the street. That doesn't belong on the block according to him. So, but the thing is, and it's for some of it, it's hard to hear. So I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know where it belongs in this discussion. And if we need to put it to the side, I'm good with that. But it's just something I've been thinking about in the brief time that I've been here since
Well,
spring.
there are some people that are on oxygen and they're on the RTM. I don't know if there is anybody like that, but it does give some people the opportunity to serve on the RTM that are kind of homebound. And they bring a different perspective, I suppose, to the table. But I do think
Right.
there's some people that lean on watching it on. I mean, I got out of the hospital 2 years ago, and I couldn't go anywhere. I was able to attend RTM meetings,
Right.
and I try to get to them if I can. Sometimes I'm really short of time, and I say, well, I'll just click on the thing, and I don't have to take a shower, or whatever.
But you do have to put that baseball cap
Oh,
to hide the hair.
yeah, the hide the hair, yeah, right. Right, I have to have a nice shirt on at least, right?
Yes.
I don't know how we discourage, I mean, I would hate to see the RTM end up being a quorum with 3 people in the room.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm sort of
Yeah.
throwing it out there because I can understand in inclement weather or when someone is just getting out of the
People have
hospital or
children,
whatever.
people have children.
Yeah.
But the question, I think there are times when it is easier to sort of stick to your guns or your opinion when you're not having the discussion face to face.
Oh,
And, it's just something that sort of has been in the back of my brain because I do get that it is easier and it makes it very accessible to more people by having the members be able to attend. But then there's a time when you don't even get to meet the other members.
you'd have to limit how much people could use. You could say so many times you can Zoom or
I
something.
don't know.
I don't know how else you would do it.
I don't either. That's why I raised it.
I wrote a note about it.
Maybe instead of looking at it as like you have to attend so many, maybe we could think of a different way to encourage people to come face to face. I don't know, snacks or go out afterwards together and get coffee or something.
Well, I agree with you, Susan. If there's a way to encourage people to participate in person, using a carrot rather than a stick, that would
Yeah.
be preferable.
I just joined a nonprofit board. And they meet every month on a Tuesday night. And they have 2 meetings a year that they are in person and have to be in person. That would fix it. I mean, more people would come. But all the other meetings are Zoom meetings, so
Right.
yeah, technology has changed things.
I think it really started with COVID.
Yeah,
Right, it did.
COVID, yeah.
and I guess there's people actually, instead of taking minutes, have an AI do it for them too. I don't know how to do that yet.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you even could.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can, and they actually come out pretty good.
But they still have to be reviewed.
Yeah, they still have to be reviewed. So. All right. Emma, you do that? Have you done a meeting with just AI?
I haven't, but I mean, it's not hard to do,
Just record it and you just have them do it.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, I'll try that sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we at now? I have a note about that. You know, maybe I'll talk to JC about it.
Okay.
Be interesting to see how handwritten notes come out versus an AI set of notes for an RTM meeting.
Well, I think that you have to set the parameters so that, excuse me, that the AI understands that they're not verbatim, it's a summary of what
Okay.
occurred.
Oh, I'm gonna have to play with this. This should be interesting.
Yeah, you know who told me that? It was the husband and wife of Powers.
Oh, Sean,
No, his wife.
his wife. He's on top of things.
Yeah, no, she's on the recreation committee. Maybe I'll ask her to show me when we have a meeting.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Okay, so what was it 6 point what that you said about?
We were at 6.3, I think. Special committees meeting.
All right,
Yes.
if you record a vote, 5-2, well, whatever the vote is, do you say 3 were virtual and 2 were present? How is that vote recorded now? Because I saw something where I only can see Becky, right? Is that Becky up there? I don't
Yeah.
know everybody yet.
No, that's not Becky,
Who's
it's
that?
Emma.
Emma, okay, I
Emma.
can see Emma, so I can't see.
Well, they could put their face up there if they wanted
If
to.
they wanted to, right, but I'm saying when it comes to a vote and the vote is recorded, is there a distinction made between people who are, present at the meeting and those who are present at the meeting virtually? Because we used to have trouble with, people voting and there could have been somebody else in the room voting for them. There was no voice recognition, there was no picture, and we fought doing this. Now, it's acceptable, I accept it too, but I haven't had my tenure, using this format because we opposed it in the 80s and the 90s. And then there have been stories now where the person didn't really vote, it was somebody in the room pressuring them to vote, and you couldn't tell that. This is on a higher level now. I don't think it would be on this level, but when you think about it, you could see that you only, if there's no voice recognition of somebody, could be there saying, you're voting yes.
Well, we recognize Susan's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize you couldn't see me. And I don't have a camera icon on my screen.
I don't
Oh,
have
I
it.
know,
I
I'm
don't
not
have
even.
it. I put down at the beginning of the minute
Yeah.
whether the person is Zoom or in person. That becomes part of the minutes.
I don't,
That's
I
good
don't think
though.
though that, oh, sorry.
And then I put down, well, you don't have to put down who's in person because that's the other ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
everybody,
I always put Zoom in parentheses after their name
yeah.
when I do my minutes.
Yeah. We had trouble with that on the council when we.
This all started, COVID started all this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a distinction when we're doing a vote in the RTM between who's voting. It's
Yeah.
just this many yeses, this many
Or
no's,
should
this
there
many
be?
abstentions.
I don't know. There should be. I don't know either. I'm just.
The minutes.
I don't think that's necessary, but I know that,
Was
oh,
there
sorry.
virtually,
Uh-huh.
and then the votes are just recorded.
They also have to be led into the meeting as a member.
Yep.
So I think you're right, it could happen, but I think there are safeguards against it.
Yeah, okay.
Especially if people do what I do and put down that, Susan is on and Emma are on Zoom. So,
Well, that's,
plus this is recorded. This is recorded. You could go back and listen to it, I suppose you say.
Uh-huh.
If you get sophisticated and do voice recognition, right?
I can see where it could be manipulated.
There have been times where I maybe the first term that I was on the RTM where you would raise your hand on Zoom, but they didn't necessarily need like a verbal response. And honestly, there have been times where I've been on Zoom and I haven't unmuted my Zoom fast enough for the vote,
Yes.
So I think a lot of people don't even verbally vote necessarily. It's more like if you are opposed to it, then you vote no or you abstain. Otherwise, they assume you're voting yes.
Well, and a lot of those votes, it's, it's 29-3 or something like that, it's not. Even if it was 29-4 or 28-2, it wouldn't make any difference whether it passed or not. I suppose historically, if you look back 20 years from now and you got the wrong person that voted no, that could be an issue. I think something passes, it passes. In the close votes, it's important though. Because there are votes sometimes that are 16-15,
right.
One person changes their mind and it just changes the whole thing. And ties lose.
I think usually if it's a close vote, we do a roll call vote.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I've been in the same position. I've done it on Zoom because I was home recovering. And you're right, if you're not quick enough to find that little hand at the bottom to click on, they miss you and go right by you, and then it comes back that you voted a certain way, And actually, you're always right, you know, I did want to vote yes, you know. If it was a no, I was more like right up on the mouse and ready to go, you know, um,
Yeah,
and you also have a chance to say something too. I didn't
Yeah.
vote yes, you know, I wanted to vote no, you know.
that's
Oh.
true.
Okay. Interesting discussion. You know what? It might not be too bad an idea to ask for an RTM referral to talk about Zoom and the rules of Zoom.
Mhm.
And that could include what you wanted to.
Yeah.
Of course, that referral is going to come right here. You know, if you all decide, see, this is a temporary rules committee. There'll be a permanent rules committee, which basically you'll all change your title. Is what it amounts to. That's usually the way it works. Is that a fair suggestion for me to make to JC to have an RTM referral to talk about Zoom and attendance and voting and all the stuff that we've talked about here?
I actually
Yeah.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna do that. I never asked for a referral on the RTM. All right, so where are we at now, folks?
Well, committee responsibilities.
Committee membership, I'm going backwards here. What number are you?
6.4, page 4.
Page behind. I'm having a little bit difficulty seeing. I had stuff done to my eye yesterday.
Well, the print's kind of small too. So.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I had an injection in my eye.
Oh, God.
Ooh,
Committee responsibilities. It's the function of the responsibility of each committee to ask questions. We do that. Gather
we do.
information, fully informed. It's options within interview, particularly. You know, this just tells you got to be good doobies. Provide. Did you have something in particular there?
No,
No? Okay.
who's a floor leader? I'm sorry, I'm going backwards right now.
Rich.
You're back on where?
I'm back on 6.3.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm having a problem, page 3. 6.2.2.
2, 3?
No, 6.2.2.
Okay.
Hmm.
Moderator shall consult with the floor leader. Generally, standing committee membership, leadership. The final authority rests with the moderator. Oh, so JC is supposed to, Susan, are you a floor leader?
Yes,
Yeah, so for Republicans, right? And
Correct.
Who's the floor leader for the Democrats?
it was Sean Powers.
Okay. So does JC talk to you about committees and things?
Not, yeah, he usually says, I'd like you to be on. Is that okay? And but he doesn't ask us, do you want so and so on? Or he tries to do that himself. I think,
That gets
he'll
back
ask,
to-
yeah, he'll ask if there is, if you think this person could handle it, maybe if they're new.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
You think we're following our rules?
I think so. I don't think anyone, if they object to being on it, I think he tries to go by the list that people ask to be on the different committees.
Yeah,
I think he really works on to go by that.
it's a lot of work. Getting everybody involved in a spot where it'd be helpful, you know what I mean?
100%. Some people have, strengths in certain areas, and you like to have them on those. I think Gary Wells with his golf, for instance, that is
Yeah.
just his thing. Yeah.
Right.
That'd be boring for me.
No, yeah,
The
no, not for
reason-
me.
The reason I asked is because I don't think floor leader is mentioned anywhere else, and I also don't think it's defined as to what the responsibility, what a floor leader is and what they do. You just told me, there's one for the Dems and one for the Republicans.
It's usually elected at a caucus after the
Yes.
first meeting. Right,
There's
so,
nothing in here.
huh?
There's nothing in the rules.
And the
Well, if we're gonna have
Except for the
caucus-
mention of floor leader, that the moderator shall consult with the floor leaders.
It doesn't say how you become a floor leader.
Right.
Do we have to have a floor leader?
Ooh.
Well, it's here, so you have to, because the way the rule is written is that the moderator shall consult. It doesn't say may. It does say he or she has the final decision.
Shall made it big.
So that's just why I'm raising it, because it's not clear in here.
I think the RTM needs floor leaders,
Yeah, oh, I think they do.
day and age, that we have to have that, but that's what we have. But what happens if a third party comes up in this town?
That's possible.
It is.
Mhm.
And then what do? I mean, there could be the Libertarian floor leader or the Groton Independence or whatever has recently been.
Right. Or the
out
Green
there.
Party.
Yeah, or the Green Party or
Right,
Communist as far as that goes.
right.
When I was floor leader and we had caucuses, I didn't always initiate the caucus, even though I was the floor leader.
I don't think you
One
have
of the members of the party would come to me and say, Chaz, I'd like to have them. So we would, but it was, so it doesn't have, it still is initiated by the floor leader, like Susan is the floor leader. But can I go to Susan and say, Susan, I'd like to have a caucus. Would you call a caucus, please?
You can do that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
I don't
have,
think it needs to be, I don't know if it has to be in the rules, so I'm just throwing
I
that out
don't-
there. That's what we did in the past.
I don't, the makeup of this RTM, I don't see it being partisan. This RTM. I mean, it is coming down to who's gonna be the moderator.
Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, I don't see any partisan stuff going on. You have to do minority representation anyways. On committees. But a better definition of floor leaders.
Yeah.
And their responsibilities. Want me to give that a shot too?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you might want to add a section, a floor leader section.
Right.
To follow the way it's laid out.
They
Oh,
have to have a first name of Susan.
it does say in here on 6.2.5, the floor leaders of the two major political parties.
Oh,
Oh, but I'm looking, I don't see it anywhere else. So it just may be the two major parties.
well, that's the way it is now, but
Does it
Yeah.
may attend? May an unaffiliated attend a caucus?
I think
Um,
that's up to the party.
That's up to the party. Okay.
And that's the way it is with Bernie Sanders.
Uh,
Right? He's an independent.
Yeah.
Isn't Bernie Sanders an
No, he's a
independent? And
Democratic
they caucus
socialist.
with the Democrats?
He's a Democratic socialist that caucuses with the Dems.
Yeah.
We did have an independent that actually the Republicans backed a few years ago as for an RTM spot, and they were not allowed to caucus with us. I
Why
guess
not?
that I
The
don't
caucus
know.
decides that.
I wasn't the floor leader at the time, but I do remember that. I was surprised. I may have to do with possibly state regulations. I don't really know. I'm trying to remember who was moderator at the time. I don't remember. I'll have to ask John Scott because he was the RTC at the time.
I'm gonna give a
The
shot
chair.
at writing something for roles of floor leaders.
Yeah.
How they're elected and what their authority is and all that sort of stuff. I'll come up with something. You can cross it all out and not like it. I don't, I'll give it a try though.
Okay. No,
Sounds good.
Give myself all the work, then it's okay.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I got my buddy Wilson who comes over and sits next to me while I'm on the computer. Dog. All right, where we at? Have we got past page 3?
I think so.
Okay.
on to page 4.
Committees, liaisons. Oh, this is all about the golf guy and all that. There is a place in here for students too, that I don't think happens, but
We've had moderate to no success getting students involved. They really worked hard at one point, but
last year in committee, we had looked at the document, or as far as like presenting it to the school district. We were also looking at including the homeschooling community in that. Went over verbiage, but nothing came of that. So I was ready to activate the homeschooling community to get them involved, but I never got the direction that this is rolling. So
it would be nice to have some students involved. Maybe they'd be future RTM members.
yes, and in that verbiage, since we included the homeschoolers when we were setting it up in committee, I would recommend that we propose that we include homeschooling in that verbiage.
Absolutely.
oh, you mean in the eligibility part of it?
Yeah.
That's where is that? It is.
So
Motions.
That would have to be put onto the Board of Ed.
I'm looking at this and I'm.
What number? What number is it?
It's 9.3. 9.2, sorry. Those are the print is very small. I'm looking at this and while I am curious as to why it is just the Community Development and Services Committee as opposed to also involving the Education Committee. Unless there is a definition of the Education Committee that I missed, which I don't think. Because I think it would be helpful possibly to have
That might be a
9.
conflict of interest, though.
why?
Yeah.
Well, if you're discussing the budget or something, I mean, I would think
Well, it specifically says students who currently are liaisons to the Board of Education are not eligible. So that.
I think if we're going to do anything with education, the students should be with the Board of Ed and not on the RTM committee, because the committee only deals with money. Yeah, let's face it,
Right.
most of our task is with
I'm
money.
sorry, what I'm saying is possibly in addition to, this is like how to get kids involved in the RTM and possibly getting input from the education committee as well as the community. This is the Community Development and Services Committee. Because the Community Development and Service Committee is the one that's been charged with working to get the student involvement. So I'm just wondering why it wouldn't also involve the Education Committee.
To get students involved,
Yes,
because that's not what the task is of the education committee.
is that defined somewhere?
Well, community involvement kind of says it all in the name of that committee.
What I'm asking is whether whether student helping improve student involvement in the RTM is precluded for the Education Committee.
It could. I think the bigger problem is the students don't understand what the RTM is. They find politics overwhelming, and there's a lack of interest because we really don't. And I have a Board of Education member that's sitting next to me eating his dinner, but that really, sorry, Mitch, that really they don't promote local politics, what we do in town, how the town functions. It's not taught in school, which is really sad. And that was one of the things we were trying to accomplish by trying to get some students involved. Maybe they would be more interested in how the town runs. Maybe they would be interested in taking on a role at some point. I mean, you can be 18 and be on the RTM. We had little success. Maybe we're overwhelming to them. I don't really know, but I think we need to find out why they're not interested, because they're not. And do we need a civics class? Do we need to go up and do like a little presentation to some of the kids?
Well, and I agree with, there's two things. One, I agree that maybe there needs to be a presentation, not just of a civics class, but how Groton runs. My second comment is when I explain to my relatives outside of the state of Connecticut what the RTM does, they scratch their heads because it is kind of unique. And
absolutely.
And so then my second comment is if we do outreach, and this is why I was thinking about, involving the education committee, because I don't know the answer to this. Whether there are particular courses that in high school for political science where the teachers could talk it up.
I don't believe we offer a political science course.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the curriculum for the high school.
The kids don't.
Sorry.
The kids are not that interested. I just tell you that. I used to go to the high school once a year. There used to be a teacher named El Bento.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember him, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
I used to go into the
Right.
class and explain Groton to them. And the first thing I would do when I got into the classroom was ask anybody, any of the students in the class to stand if they lived in the city of Groton. And the kids would stand that lived in the city of Groton. And then I'd ask, okay, all the kids that live in the town of Groton stand. And all the city kids would sit down. And then I would say, why did you sit down? That's how I used to always start.
Mm-hmm.
All the city kids would just sit down. They didn't have a clue that they lived in the town of Groton. Of course they do. And I used to give that, it was a half hour, 40 minutes. I used to talk about Groton then after that. But I'm not sure they want to even spend the energy on learning. It hurts me, but because I understand it so well.
I just want to say one thing, and Chaz is sitting there, and for many years, when Chaz taught at SB Butler, he was also on the council and he was mayor. And the kids in his class knew what it was all about. They understood the council. They understood the daily workings of the town because it became almost like a living history for them. And it was fabulous. I think a lot of the kids became more aware and were more involved than the average. I think it has to be part of what they do at school in order for it to come alive and mean something to them.
Yeah, and I agree with what Susan, has said. But we were very successful for many years having students involved, two represented on the town council and two on the RTM. After a while, some of the students the meetings were so late, it was interfering with theirs. So then we just had them come to the beginning of the meetings on the council, on the town council, on the RTM. I forgot how we worked that out. It ended early on the RTM, meaning we didn't continue having student representation there. We kept it going on the council for a while, but then it became, and the students that were signing up to do that were students mostly that came from AP classes or classes like as Susan said, we didn't have political science classes, but they came from where there was an influence on understanding government in general and then understanding local, government. So it wasn't presented to all the students at the high school. So
we used to get kids from Ledyard and other towns to come to council meetings.
They actually had assignments from in Ledyard High School, assigned kids. They had to go to other towns and take notes throughout the whole meeting, but they weren't there like the Groton students were there on a regular basis every month. But Ledyard actually had a requirement for them.
I used to sign them.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, Harry, you used to sign them, right? And we would sign their notes and that they had attended our meeting. So when they went back into class the next day or the next week, they had the proof that they had come to the meetings. And that was working for a while, but then I forgot it ended. But
So it sounds like we're all in agreement
yeah,
that this is important. Right? And we're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Are we gonna come up with a solution to that? Are we gonna come up with a suggestion? Are we gonna ask the board that this is important to the RTM? Get somebody from the board to work on it with somebody on the RTM? I don't know.
Make it an honor. You can get. Eric Janney was one of our students, and he became moderator of the RTM later in life.
That's right.
He was one of our students that came out of high school. Yeah, and then he became the moderator later on as an adult. That's how far I go back, people. He was. You remember? I don't know if you remember that, Susan.
I sure do. Sure do.
And there was somebody who was. Maybe he had that inner drive before, but to be politically involved. And there's somebody out there right now, a Scrametti. I forgot, he has a big position in either Georgia or somewhere. And he was one of the students who, Tom's son, Jonathan Scrametti, he's involved very high up in one of the southern states, but it started here with his involvement in RTM and town council. So I don't know where you want to go with this, but there are possibilities.
I don't know where to
Maybe
go.
Should we make a referral to the education committee to look into it?
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
To start with that.
That's for sure. Yeah.
What? I don't know.
No, that sounds good to me. Give them something to do.
Could you do that in the curriculum committee, Mitch? Oh, never mind. That's right. I have my earbuds and you can't hear me.
We still haven't covered, we need to make sure I think it was Becky that said the homeschooler kid needs to be a pool to try to draw from for this too. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I heard you.
We may have more success with the homeschooling community to get them involved.
we absolutely will.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we got a Zoom referral and a student participation one, I guess you call it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Water show.
All right,
Okay.
what else, folks?
Well, I forgot what number we were on.
We haven't really made any decisions, but I mean, based on our discussions here, I'm gonna write minutes and try to summarize things and we'll just
Here we
meet
go.
again.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Okay. I did have one point from actually JC, the moderator. Something, he said that, he would like to make sure that have something in the rules to make sure that people actually use the microphone when they stand up and speak. Because,
Oh.
but that's something easy we can just add. You gotta speak
Yeah.
into the microphone.
And that would
Yeah.
be under section 8.
And on that, to follow with that, he also wanted to have something in here about you don't have to stand to address the moderator, that you can sit and use the microphone because we do have an aging group and sometimes it's difficult to stand.
We can do like my church that says, stand if you're able.
Yeah, there you go. Stand if you're able. Perfect.
It really does say that, for the hymns, I.
Stand if
Stand
you're
if you're
able. I like that.
Do that at my wedding ceremony.
Two steps motion to move the question.
Use the mic. Yeah, tell Leanne Aubrey that. Use the mic, use the mic. My voice is loud enough.
Delete the voting.
That would be in 8.6.
Oh, there we go. Anyone to speak and debate or draw whether he or she shall rise and address. Rise if able. Yeah, there we go. It's in the first sentence. To deliver any matter to the RTM, he, she shall rise. We should put to rise if able and address the chair.
Oh, that's right, that
There you go.
little phrase in there, if able.
Right.
Okay.
That's an easy way. Okay.
Let me look at what Jackie sent me today.
Okay.
I will not be at the meeting. Oh, something about a timer. We have a time, well, for time limits. Time limit for citizen petitions should be at the moderator's discretion. No outbursts from the audience. I think what she had in mind was to have something click on the TV with the numbers. Does that sound right? Oh, she'll come to it.
Or
You know-
a vote count?
No, when somebody's up there for their 5 minutes,
Oh. Have a little clock running?
you have one of those little boxes on the floor where you just
Oh,
and have them drop.
what they used to have in the Second Circuit when you're arguing a case was the green light, the yellow light, and the red light.
Hmm.
And the red light was what a red light means. And the yellow light meant you're coming close to the red light. So,
I remember. I remember that.
I have to speak to Jackie about this.
I know the moderator especially during budget times when we have a lot of people to get up and speak, it'll be say 5 minutes and he'll give a 1 minute warning.
Mhm.
They've all been good about that.
Yeah, I'll ask for clarification from Jackie on it. She'll be here next time. Jackie's
Okay,
usually,
good.
so other than what we've said, that's it, huh? I'm gonna sit down with my dog Wilson,
Yeah.
do some typing. Anybody have anything they wanted to add that or take out that they don't like, or these rules, it'd be funny to watch, to go back, 20 years and look at them and see how they've changed. They may be right back where they were 20 years ago. Every 2 years, they get looked at. But the controversy in the last temporary rules committee was not letting RTM members speak under citizens petitions.
Yes, I remember that.
That was the controversy
I
last time
remember
around.
that, yeah.
And it was because of a couple of people,
All right,
Mhm.
yes.
that like their camera time, I guess. I don't know.
May I ask a question too?
Absolutely.
I don't know if this belongs in rules, and I have to say, thank God we have Marisol. We have
Oh,
vacancies
yeah.
on the RTM. And I went to see Marisol about something, and she got all the answers that I personally needed. But should there be where is it on filling vacancies? And sometimes you'll have a district where there's no minority representation. And should that be at all in line with the state statutes? Are they called statutes? The
Yes.
state statutes, and put into the RTM. I don't want to use myself as an example, but there was no representation in a couple of districts for minority representation,
Yeah.
including even the new party, which is called the Groton Independent Party.
Mhm.
So a person comes on, decides they want to be on the RTM, and they're put on by the people from that district who are
Right.
already elected, even if they're from another party. And that's fine. But I don't think some people knew that. And the person is on the RTM because of the current members from their district, which were all from one party. Sort of let them come on, said, okay, yeah, we'll take this. There's still, so how do you, and then suppose there are people who come on to the RTM and then change their affiliation as they are members of the RTM. Should there be anything in the rules about that? Can a member of one party switch to the other party at any time during their tenure on the RTM? Can a member of any party switch to the other party legally and maybe there's a 3 months requirement of time limit and things like that. Should that be looked at? And because I'm upset, we just got through talking about students. As adults, we can't even fill the seats on the RTM, and some people give their name that don't even want to run. Both parties have been doing that for years. We have people, you can use my name, but they have they're not going, they don't want to get elected. They don't want to serve. They're just helping out their party. So we can't do anything about that. That still happens. And then we got I don't want to get on attendance yet because I had to represent the district I moved to recently. The person never, ever went to one meeting. Never went to one meeting. And that was my representative on the RTM, because the districts change. And I'm like, wow, how can we allow this?
I think if you change parties,
Should it be RTM? Should it be?
I think you still stay
Is it,
until the next election, and then you run in that new party is what it amounts to.
But that doesn't sound right.
No, that isn't right. You can change
Yeah,
parties.
you can change parties.
Oh, you can
Is
change.
is that something that, and I don't know this. Is that something that should be consistent town-wide as a rule, i.e.
You mean
in the
with-
charter as opposed to in the RTM rules?
With the minority representation part,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's not
that
with the
really
council.
affects it. Yeah,
and
that,
also switching parties.
I think that's a flaw in our charter, but that's personal.
yeah, that's in our charter.
Our
yeah.
charter says, doesn't have any minority representation. All
doesn't.
9 of one party can get elected to the town council. The city's the same way.
State statutes say you can change.
Well, they
affiliation.
could change
Yes.
while they were in office.
Right, and so now you've become a member of the other party. I don't know if there's a time, I forgot it all.
Well, there is
Well,
a,
Marisol knows, I
there
think.
is a rule in here, because I read it, and I, don't ask me where it is right now, that says that these rules should not conflict with the statutes or the charter.
Right.
Right? So if it
Oh.
is in the statute
And
that you can switch affiliation, then that's
Yeah,
a settled.
well, then we're in violation of the statutes, and if it goes to what you think it is. Well, I think that should be looked at, so that we're both lined up with the statutes.
Yeah, I know that like in my district, District 2, I think I was the only Republican running. And there has to be representation, there's minority representation. So, I mean, I just had to go vote for myself and that was it. Doesn't matter what the last place Democrat got,
Yeah,
because there has to be minority representation, and there's rules on the Board of Ed that way too.
Harry, that's the same way it is in my district. I'm the minority representation.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one who runs. We do have districts, especially District 4. It is very difficult, extremely difficult to get people to run. We always have vacancies.
I think
And I cannot tell you the amount of people I have called and stopped and talked to and emailed, trying to get them to, take that once a month, 2 hours to come and be part of the RTM, and people don't want to.
I think with the military population that we have here, so many military families are registered to vote in their home states. And so
Okay.
there needs to be dialogue, encouraging them. And that's something that I put as a goal for myself with my interactions, my daily life interactions with them, as far as encouraging them to think local. And while it's wonderful to vote for our home states, you live here for 4 or 5 years, invest in the area that you're in for those 4 or 5 years.
I think,
100%.
I think for military, the way military goes, I think that one of you can change your residency to here and the
Yes.
other one remains.
Yes, typically the service member maintains the residence, especially depending on the tax rules of their home state, but they typically maintain their home residency. The spouse can do whatever they want. So for instance, my husband is he's a Pennsylvania resident. I am a Connecticut resident. So
So you're doing what I was saying.
Yeah.
say that
You're
again.
doing what you say. Well, you want to have a say for your children, right? So, that's my dad was Coast Guard. It was the same way in my family. And you don't have to pay car taxes in the other state usually.
Right.
No.
And well, thankfully in Connecticut, as long as you're a service member from another state serving here, we kind of get a little break. We get exempt until he retires, and then we'll be
Well,
so following through, let's take District 7, there's still a vacancy. I
Yes.
could get, I'll say my wife, or I can get somebody, and they would just come in to the representatives from the 7th district and be put on the RTM.
if they voted for him.
Would you be interested?
They knew they didn't want to, they didn't run. But well, I know he could do it because they could come in and there would be a caucus of the District 7, I'm just using
Yeah.
representatives. There are only, let's say there are 4 of them, but there's 7 seats or something, or 5, maybe there's 6, I don't know what it is. But I personally, on the 7th, could go out now and get 2 more people to be on the RTM.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the way I understand it.
I mean, that's what I'm
The
thinking.
people that are elected.
How do we fill those vacancies?
But the people that are District 7 representatives,
They would have to be from the minority representative, you know. The Democrats have, I don't know what the numbers are. They have 4 seats, but I think District 7 gets 6 seats or 7 seats. I don't know. But so we could just recruit as individuals that we wanted to put on the RTM. If that caucus of people who are currently there, 5 or 6, whatever it is, it's not that many.
right?
You know, and that I'm sure they must have to have a majority. If there are 4, don't you at least need 3 of them or 2 of them or how?
You have to have a quorum of whoever's elected.
Yeah, so you have to have that quorum, but that is existing, and I don't know how many areas. I didn't know for this election how many places it existed. You know, if you look at where
You have to look at.
where are the vacancies and.
Vacancies, there is a minority in District 3.
Wait, I'm
Democratic-
sorry, Marisol, there's what? There's
1 vacancy in District 1, and
one,
that's a Democratic seat. Then in District 3, there's 1 vacancy and that's minority.
uh-huh,
And then District 4 has 2 vacancies and that's minority. Everything else is filled. So there's only 4 seats left.
District 7
It's
has
full,
how many representatives?
5.
They only
4.
get 5,
They only get 5, 4 Democrats, 1 Republican.
right, okay. Or it could have been 1 Groton Independent or
Correct.
1 unaffiliated,
Correct.
right,
Just not a Democrat.
yeah.
I'm gonna,
That one, I maybe shouldn't be in the rules. I don't know, I'm not asking
that's
it.
charter.
You know, that's
That's charter, right? Marisol?
The charter, right?
yeah, so that's, in the RTM rules. So.
All right, so, I took notes and I'm gonna summarize what best I can remember or what I wrote down. And maybe we could meet before the March meeting. Maybe I could work with Marisol and
February, we meet February?
we don't have a meeting in February.
We're not? Okay.
He canceled it already.
Oh, he did.
I
Okay.
thought you canceled January.
Wait, we have.
You
Oh, I'm
did cancel
sorry.
January.
I'm a month ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He canceled
Um,
next,
Where did that happen?
No, only January has been canceled.
Only January.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to use the January slot that was originally scheduled for the RTM for another rules committee meeting?
I would do that if people are okay with that.
That's next
Works
week.
for me.
So
Yeah.
that would be next Wednesday, right? Because that would be the 14th.
Is that okay
I'm
with
sorry.
Susan? Becky,
Works for
Emma?
me.
That works for me.
I'd
May.
be,
And could you do, I mean, I do the same time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6:30?
Yes.
Would you, you let everybody, and may I attend even though I'm not a member,
The notice goes out to
Chad, you
everyone.
can go anywhere.
No, the notice that's went out to everybody
Yeah,
on the
okay.
every.
Yeah,
member
it
on the
goes up to
RTM.
everybody, okay.
Okay.
Have they done the committee assignments? Has JC done them all? Oh, because I don't know what I'm on yet, okay,
I have no idea.
yeah, I don't either.
He's-
I have a good idea.
Guess maybe I could be on this, I don't know. But yeah,
Oh, usually put somebody on the rules, they put them on something else.
what was that?
If they put them on rules. they put
On
them
rules and
committee.
procedures,
Yeah.
usually that committee, you'll be on something else
Oh, yeah,
Probably
yeah, I
recreation,
do, yeah,
education,
yeah,
or-
yeah.
or whatever. So, I mean, cause I know I'm on recreation.
You know that already, though?
Well, he's my next door neighbor and I talk over the fence. That's what I did last RTM. If somebody has a big desire for me not to do that, that's okay. I'll do something else, you know?
Yeah,
That's why I think I'm worthy. So, okay, I will try to get everything done maybe Monday. And people have 2 days to see it before Wednesday night. How's that, okay?
okay, that sounds
Yes.
good.
Good.
This is awesome that everybody showed up. I really appreciate it.
This was
Right.
productive.
Huh?
This was productive.
I think so too. I think we raised some questions and I don't think the rules are bad.
No.
Oh, it must have been the last one, last committee did a good job.
We did a great job.
Wasn't your dad on the RTM?
Was
Sue,
that-
You say that again?
wasn't your dad on the RTM?
My dad was chair of planning and zoning.
Oh, way back, wasn't he a town councilor?
Yeah, no, Andy Simonera. That was in the day with Andy Simonera. He was on the
Oh.
town council, and in fact, they were responsible for getting Esther Point made. It was quite a crew back then.
Then I'm gonna say,
Susan was one of my students.
Yes, yes. Well, you were a teenager, so it was okay.
would I be correct to say that we're gonna adjourn by unanimous consensus at 7:49? Is that, I don't hear anybody say anything different?
It's
That
perfect.
sounds right.
It's perfect. Thank you, everyone. This was great. Got a lot done. Bye.
Have a good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Night. Thank you, Mary.
She knew
Yes,
that.
of course.
Did you
I
listen?
never had her son.
That